Hey guys, what's happening? Smizzy here. Yeah, first of all, I just want to acknowledge the elephant in the room.
This is his favourite sofa.
Hey, how are you, champion? I'm going through all the different things that make a rapper dope. Today I want to talk about emotion. Rappers who aren't afraid to let it all out on the beat. A lot of rappers have a crack at showing some emotion in their songs, but fall short. They don't commit enough. They have a crack at being deep, baby pool at best. Doesn't really work out. Someone who does this incredibly well is Pressure from the Hilltop Hoods.
Be the venomous speak so effortless. G, the era with 10 of us senators need to censor us.
In most Hilltop Hoods songs, Pressure displays like a confidence, whether it's through his lyrics, his flow, his presence. He's just confident. There's not many that are touching him, but shit, in this one, he takes away that bravado, that confidence that you see in almost every Hilltop Hood song. He's extremely vulnerable. Through the Dark is one of the most emotive songs. Through the Dark tells the story of his, at the time, 8-year-old son undergoing treatment for leukemia. What a mountain, what a challenge. How challenging would that be? And while both Suffer and Pressure have tackled heaps of emotive topics along the way, Through the Dark is just on another level completely. Like King Kong up the Empire State would be looking up and going, how the fuck did I get up there? Can't really be funny in this topic. I'm alright with that. Pressure starts the verse with like some really powerful lines, which sort of set the scene for what his son's actually going through.
Every day you were born, you lost your boat in the dark. Doctor said you had a hole in your heart. Just knew you were making room for a whole lot of heart. And loved you from the day until your soul would depart. You took your first breath upon my chest. Built you a good nest before I left. Wasn't that I never loved your mother, but two happy homes are better than one that suffered.
Through the verse, Pressure switches from narrating the story to second-person quotes from his son, which hit incredibly hard.
That night, you asked if you died from your sickness, and why had I chosen your life out of millions?
One of the coolest things about this song is that Pressure sings the chorus himself. This is a chorus that could have been easily outsourced. You know, maybe it was too personal a song to get another vocalist on. There's such a realness and such a vulnerability through that chorus.
Fall asleep and lay with me. We'll search the night for shooting stars. If they can't take away your pain, I'll take your hand, walk through the dark, through the dark.
It's almost like he's singing a personalized lullaby to his son, which you can imagine that he wrote at his bedside whilst in hospital. Apparently Suffer and Debris had to twist his arm to allow them to put that song on the record, their album. I'm glad they did, because it would have touched some people. I encourage everyone to have a listen to it if you haven't already. Bring a couple Kleenex or listen to it whilst eating a hot chili dish or something, so when you tear up you can just blame the spice. Who's heard of Brother Ali?
Murder, murder, murder. Kill, kill, kill. Cannibal walk the earth to get ill, blood spill. Eyes sunk deep and they scarlet bone chill.
Who hasn't might be a bit easier. Alright, music aside, what's pretty unique about Brother Ali is that he was born an albino. He is albino.
Happy-go-lucky, scared of no one. With only the exception, I'm allergic to the sun.
And I mention that because he talks about it in his song Picket Fence. Brother Ali can be incredibly emotive when he wants to. In heaps of his songs, he speaks with wisdom and pain in this kind of incredible combination, and it just bleeds through his voice. But Picket Fence, off his album Shadows on the Sun, Brother Ali discusses the challenges of being an albino and the effects it sort of had on him during school. How he viewed himself as a result of being bullied.
I saw myself as a bastard tag-along, harassed and spat upon by the children of slave masters who passed it on.
And with how cruel kids can be in school, I can only imagine how challenging that would have been for him.
Fell face first in the self-hate, burst into tears when I hear my own hellish name cursed. If I seem timid, it's only because every mirror that I saw back then had the earth's ugliest human being in it. And with that said, they would kick me till they got tired or I act dead. And
on that note, if you're in school and you're actually bullying a kid right now, please know that I honestly understand you. I understand you. School kids are all kind of traipsing through this quicksand of popularity, right? And we're all kind of sinking, and some of us are doing better than others. Bullying, right, is like this vine which you can just use to pull yourself up, and it sort of works pretty effectively, but in doing so you're actually also pushing another kid's head down under the quicksand. So in reality it's kind of this selfish way to behave that you got to ask yourself, are you actually okay with being that selfish person? You know, I know this because I was bullied and I also did bully, so I can kind of speak from both sides of the coin. But let me tell you, when you cut it out, it's a game changer for everyone, for you and most importantly the person you've been given a hard time to. Getting emotive myself. But the song is ultimately somewhat uplifting as he discusses the moment where a nun in his school came over and spoke to him with tears in her eyes because she understood what he was going through and told him not to let this point of difference beat him down, but instead to use it to his advantage.
With the wisdom only earned by years, she read my thoughts and she welled up with tears and said, you look the way you do because you're special. Not the short bus way, I mean that God's gonna test you. And all of this pain is training for the day when you will have to lead with the gift God gave to you. Grown folks don't see it, but the babies do. And there's a chance that you can save a few. And time would prove that she started my movement. She didn't tell me to take it, she told me to use it.
And let me tell you, Brother Ali certainly has, but not in some kind of evil clickbait kind of look at me fame grabbing way. He's just done his thing incredibly well throughout his career as a rapper, and obviously it's a point of difference, so you know, media and press sort of latch onto that sort of thing. Yeah, all credit to Brother Ali, what a champion. Oh, and Brother Ali is touring Australia with Atmosphere in February of 2017. Get your tickets online. Okay, who's heard of Aesop Rock?
And I will remember your name and face on the day you were judged by the funhouse cast. And I will rejoice in your fall from grace when it came to the sky like none shall pass.
No, not ASAP Rocky. Think of the opposite of ASAP Rocky and you pretty much got Aesop Rock. Two different spectrums of the rap world. Both awesome, but eh? No, I want to talk about Aesop Rock. He's what I would describe in hip-hop as an acquired taste. He's not gonna be for everyone. He's fucking cool with that. He's got a style and he's backed it since day one. Raps with his own kind of language. Sort of takes a few listens to tune in. Huge replay value for me. I'm hearing something new each time I listen to his tracks. For example, he might say, shook me to Casper instead of felt scared. You know, Casper being a ghost.
Nearly tumbling to the cold hard concrete on mere bodega trips for cigarettes and soda shook me to Casper.
The song I want to discuss though, I freaking tear up just about. It's just hits so hard. Is this song called One of Four. What's kind of cool about this song is it's found on his EP called Daylight. Then it's a secret track which is attached to the song called Maintenance, which is the last song on the EP. And then there's like 20 minutes and then One of Four kicks in. So that's like as secret as they get. He's really tried to tuck that away. I remember as a kid having a finger on the fast forward button for like, fucking hell, how long is this gonna take? But it was such a good song that I would do it. The song opens with this kind of creative computer voice speaking in first person coming from Aesop Rock, right? But in it, he doesn't call himself Aesop Rock, he calls himself Ian Matthias Bavitz, which is actually his real name. Now what this does, it kind of like strips back that persona of Aesop Rock and allows him to be him, not this rap persona which he's sort of manufactured.
My name is Ian Matthias Bavitz. I was born in 1976.
It then goes to list some really simple personal details about himself, which just some reason just builds this picture of the person who's going to be addressing you.
I am 6 foot, I weigh 200 pounds. I have brown hair and green eyes. I enjoy writing songs, painting, movies, and diner food.
And he says that this song goes out to 4 people in particular who helped him through a really challenging time in his life of poor mental health, which Aesop Rock describes as when he went crazy.
In August of 2001, I went crazy.
This was originally not for public consumption. This was made for 4 people. 4 people that literally saved my life.
Like I said, Aesop Rock raps in a pretty kind of cryptic way a lot of the time. However, he pulls it back a bit in this song. And some lines just jump out incredibly so. Just like, douche, that's a sick line.
So now it's one bitch belly up through medicated mileage. Shrinks to get 250 an hour for awkward silence. And
Like, not even kidding, like, they hit hard.
Catherine, mother figure, older sister, concerned beyond limits, letting me know I wasn't the only one with this. Continuous offers for vacation Chicago visits, talk me through repair of a head full of broken pistons.
Emotive hip hop at its best. Emotive hip hop.
Wouldn't admit it. You'd listen to me blab about my issues for hours, offer incredible advice, gave me a hug when I was finished.
This is a real personal track. He's bleeding and being extremely vulnerable and honest.
I owe you all my life, and please don't argue with that statement. Cause without y'all, I may not have a life to offer. Take it. Thank you.
Ugh, man, I'm loving it. Towards the end of the song, he goes back into the computer voice which he opened the song with, and he says this beautiful quote which stuck in my head ever since he said it. Sometimes when you can't breathe, there are people there to breathe for you.
I guess it is kind of funny when you look at it from a step back. How one man can literally buckle under the same pressures other men operate normally under. I have scoped this out from all angles multiple times. I have been over everything in my head until I can't think anymore. But I guess sometimes, when you can't breathe, there are people there to breathe for you.
And I think that's a really cool thing. If you're going through a hard time, don't be afraid to lean on those around you that care about you. Don't feel guilty for it. You don't need to. People genuinely want to help. Even though he does go on to say that he sort of does feel quite guilty as a result of it in this really beautiful line.
Pocket full of pennies and a soul gone tilt. Cockpit full of memories and a drain full of guilt.
So emotive hip hop is an incredibly hard thing to do well. And there's heaps of amazing ones out there. What are some of your favorite emotive hip hop songs? Let me know. Chuck them below.
Give more to the pizza man and we do orphans. Dying of starvation cause they not on our doorstep. Big Mac, Twister Whopper, thank you for fast food. And machines responsible for making our hearts move.